Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Just going to wait until I see a couple people come on. Hopefully you can hear me. I apologize. I have a bit of a cold, so I have a little bit of a raspy voice. So I hope you don't mind. Rose Ward, StampersDelight.com, and thank you for tuning in with me today. So let's get started. I'll wait for some comments and then I'll know you're on. So again, I am Rose Ward, StampersDelight.com. Today I'm going to be showing you the February paper pumpkin with some new Sale-abration second release items. I'm just going to flip the camera and go over a few things and then we'll get started, okay? Okay, so the first thing I want to mention to everyone is tomorrow is February 29th. Yes, it's the last day of February. It is also the last day that you can order. Donna Gray and we have the online classes for the month. Now there's 3 levels. The 2 levels, level 1 and level 2, include the kit and everything you need to duplicate these, including the video. We will be releasing March's video on March 1st. So that online class will go online March 1st. And this class won't be available anymore. So you definitely want to get these in place. Okay, you definitely want to get these ordered today, tomorrow at the latest. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the videos will always be available for purchase. Okay? Those will be available for purchase anytime. Doesn't matter when the month ends. You can still get January's if you'd like. Good morning, Maureen. At least I know I'm on now. So we had, again, so don't forget that, you can still get the online classes. We had a bit of a windstorm here yesterday. It was so windy. It was blowing everything all over the place. And I was so afraid that the Facebook Live wouldn't work today. So far it is. Disclaimer, if I lose you, I will hop back on, okay? Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Angie. Thank you for tuning in. Again, Rose Ward, StampersDelight.com. Here is my February host code. I apologize for the frogginess. Okay, so what I chose for today was the February paper pumpkin, which is absolutely one of my favorites. I know I say that every time. I'm just going to adjust these lights a little bit. But I really do love this one. I'm going to also bring in some of the new Sale-abration items. This starts March 3rd, so that's next week. Don't forget, you can get some of these new Sale-abration items free with your order. I'm going to show you those real quick. We got the tags in bloom, and that is free with US now. This one is free with a $100 order because it is a double set. And it coordinates with our Label Lovely punches. So that's a great deal. The second one is a $100 purchase. With a $100 purchase, you get the Rise and Shine. I haven't played with this one yet. Oh, Sandra said, yes, they got heavy wet snow. Yeah, we just got wind. So again, this is a double set. And these are really cute because they're reversible. I love that. You can, if you're right-handed or left-handed. For anybody that didn't know that. And then we have, coming up ready for Father's Day, is Well Dressed. We got the Best Dressed. Now we got the Well Dressed. This is free with a $50 order US. And then we have some papers. You're going to see me using some of the papers. Now, if you didn't see last week's video, I used the vellum. So the vellum, which is embossed, I'll be using more of that on Sunday. You can get that free. And then, of course, we have our foil paper, which is absolutely gorgeous. So those are the foil papers. So those are all round 2, Sale-abration. You want to make sure if you like them or you love them, you get them because some things will definitely sell out. Okay, so grab your coffee, grab your tea. Come stamp with me. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my paper pumpkin. So this is February's. Is everybody loving the fact that they come sealed now? Inside here, it tells you that it coordinates with our Happy Birthday celebration set that you can get right now. The Happy Birthday to You. And of course, that has coordinating dies that you can buy with that now. Definitely want to get those. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay. So, again, it coordinates with that. Now, to get in the paper pumpkin, you just can contact me. Go to my Facebook page. I'll have the link in there later. And for March, if you join now, you have till March 10th. If you sign up for your paper pumpkin, the March kit actually is going to have a free set in it. So let's see what we get in this set. I always like to try to save my tissue paper for either a project or maybe to put in use for a gift. You get Rococo Rose ink spot, and you get these great stamps, and you'll be seeing me use these stamps. I know it's hard to see them, but trust me, you'll want them. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's open this baby up. Might need my scissors. Here they are. So I can show you what comes in the kit. These are really, if you don't know what Paper Pumpkin is, it's a monthly subscription. You can cancel at any time. And let me tell you, they outdo themselves on this. So there's also a video every month that comes out and shows you how to do the projects that are shown here. There's also detailed instructions. Inside this one, we've got some sequins. We've got some glue dots. We have some banners, some dimensionals. And then let me just grab these here so you can see. And then we have these great pop-out dimensional with words on them in the foil. And if you're like me, you can see that this is dimensional, squishy. So when you pull these out, you still have a lot of use for this, okay? You have your envelopes, which are really cool. I'm sure if you didn't want to make these, you can make these into cards of some sort. But for me this month, I wanted them as cards. You have the card bases. So you have 3 of these. Oh, there you go. You have 3 of each. And by the way, so that's 9, right? You have plenty, you have quite a few extras of these when you're done. All right. We've got these little guys, which are die cuts. So the rose goes to this one, the cake goes to this one, and this one. Okay. And then you have this rose right here. And you can stamp that big flower right over it. So I'm going to show you. I'd just like to see, we have 2 of these. And this is what I was saying. One is for the 9 pieces that you have here. And then you have all these left over. Love the fact that we have extras. So that's what's in the kit. Now I'm going to show you a few cards first before we stamp. Okay, so if you look at the instructions, I always like to do one the way they show, which is this one. And you can see that it opens this way. So you see how that pops up there. So that's one that they have. Then I like to do an alternative. So here's an alternative for that. Do it the opposite way. Okay. Because the reason I don't stamp the ones that you see is because you already see those, right? You can see those right here or on the video. The next one I'm going to bring in, of course, is this one. And you get to pop out this little circle here. And you have that. So I'm going to show you what to do with that. I didn't put anything in here yet. But that one is the way they show it. And then here's my alternative. I just did it the opposite way. Yeah, the banners aren't going that way, but I think it looks great like that. Okay, and then the third one, the way they show it is this way. I love this one. I love them all. And of course I stamped the flower. Can you see the flower in there? It's a little, you'll see it better in a minute. And then all I did with this one was I just changed it up a little bit by putting the lovely at an angle. So those were the paper pumpkin the way it's supposed to be done. And then, my alternates. So let me show you a couple of other things that I've done. Okay, so now I brought in, remember, the foil paper. And for this one, I used, trust me, I'm going to stamp. I used this foil paper. I know it's shiny, so it doesn't show up too well. And what I did with this one is I used Peacock, Pretty in Peacock. I used that piece that was popped out, and I made the cake. And of course, this is in the annual catalog. Now, to get the color in the background, I just used my brayer, and I inked up the brayer with my Pretty in Peacock, and I went across it and added some color. And I have light and dark effect. And of course, it doesn't go over the foiled part. So, and then I brought in the happy birthday to you for the saying and the celebrate. So that's where we mix and match. Okay. Next one I did, and you're going to love this, is I cut out, let me just show you. I cut out two of the flowers in here. Now, here's something I like to do. I know it's shiny. You see how this flower is kind of cut off here? But you still want to use them. And maybe you want to use the whole thing. This one you could cut out the whole thing. But that flower right there is missing part of it. Well, I like to cut them off and angle them on my card. So I'll show you that. So see how these were cut off on the paper? I just made that go to the edge of my paper. So this one is done with the foil and the Rococo Rose with the Parisian embossing folder. And of course, I didn't put anything on the inside with that yet. And this is the congratulations from the paper pumpkin. So that was another one. Now, the next sample, I'm going to wait to show you what I'm going to do with that, okay? Excuse me. So sorry. All right, so now I'm going to bring in and I'm going to stamp some different ideas. Okay, so I'm going to bring in this piece. Let me just bring in the one that, they show you how to do it. So I like to put that there so you can see. So this idea I had was I'm using it this way. So it's gonna close like that. Okay. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in some stamping first. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it this way. So let me get my Rococo Rose. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa, you forgot it was Friday. I never forget Friday. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab my foam pad. Okay. And I'm just going to ink that there. And I don't know if it'll show, but I'm going to ink one right here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and poke one of these out. This is the die that you get with it, the die cut flower. That's going to go right here. I'm going to actually bring it down a little bit, I think. I'm going to do it this way. I want it to hide that little flap. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And just make sure I don't put a dimensional on the bottom of that, because it's going to hang over. So let's do it this way. It's going to hang over that way, so I want them up here. And maybe one more right there. Okay, so I got 3 on there. Just going to place that right here. So I can still tuck that in. just want to, so see, I can still tuck that in there. All right, now this is a little bulky. Okay, it pops up a little bit. So you can just get a little crisp edge there. So it'll lay a little bit flatter. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and grab my banners. For this one, I'm going to take the longer one. And I'm also going to grab one of these foils. Now, this is what I was talking about. See, when you pull this out, this is just like a dimensional. You have all this left. This is still usable. Okay, because you can peel that off. So definitely want to save that. All right. So I'm going to bring in my stamps and my saying. Let's see. This one I'm going to do... Great reason to celebrate. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me just grab my... Take this block. I'm just going to add the great reason to celebrate. I'm just going to pull this down for a minute. You might see my head. Just want to try to get this straight. Normally I would use my stamp apparatus. There we go. I'm going to again grab some dimensionals. Put that right up here. I'm going to grab this, and again, you peel it off just like you do the other dimensionals, and I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so that looks great. Now I'm going to open it up. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals. I'm going to do it this way. Pull those out. I have to try to remember to actually get rid of these backings to the dimensionals. They're all over the place, and even my husband's starting to complain. Okay, and I'm going to fold that. It gives it a little pocket. You know where I'm going with this, right? So I'm not going to use an actual card. I'm going to use my business card, because the last time I did my gift cards, I had all my cards in there, and I forgot where half of them were. You're going to slide that in there, and you got a gift card holder. Again, you can just prop that thing, that little lip right there, in there. Okay. Yes, Maureen, you guessed it. And when you open it up, you have a gift card holder. So what I would do in here is probably, let's see, this is going to be a birthday card. So I'm going to bring in the happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And we'll just stamp that right in there. And because I like to have a little more on my card, I'm inking this up and stamping it off twice. And just have a little flower in the background. So now you have a little gift card holder. So that's another alternative for that one. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is we're going to take this piece right here. Let me see what I got. See if I remembered everything to show you the next one. There we go. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to take the card. I'm going to take the blue one for this. I'm going to put that right there for a minute. I'm going to bring in the two pieces that go with this, which is the cake. And this part right here. And pop that out. Okay. Goes this way. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little coloring real quick here because I have other things to show you and I don't want to run out of time. So I'm going to use my Rococo Rose and I'm just going to do some dark. I'm going to use the other side. A little dark coloring here just for highlights. Alright, then I'm going to bring in my light Rococo Rose and I'm just going to swirl that around. So it's pink frosting. Again, all my pictures, samples will be on my blog, stampersdelight.com, later on today. So you can see the actual paper pumpkin the way it's supposed to be. Well, not the way it's supposed to be. The ones that they tell us how to make, and my alternatives. Leave your comments. I will definitely answer those later. Okay, so now we got a little pink. And then I'm going to take the inside. This is the other stamp, and it goes right in there. I'm going to take my yellow daffodil. And I'm just going to, again, my Stamparatus would be perfect for this. But I don't have a lot of room up here. Go ahead. Look at how nice that layers up. Okay, and then I'm going to use, let's see, I'll use the light pink, the light Rococo Rose to go in here. And then I'm going to use a little bit of, because you can do this, you know, you can switch your blends around. And then I'm going to blend it with the petal pink. I'm going to grab a yellow. And then I'm going to bring these in. Okay, so for this one, this is normally how it would layer. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is, as soon as I find the piece that I just had, there it is, I'm going to put a window sheet here. Now, I may have to trim off a bit of that. Let me just get the paper trimmer. This is cool. I love my little mini paper trimmer. And you can get this free with the starter kit right now. Trust me, it's worth its weight in gold. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take my snail, which just ran out. So let me grab that. And I usually have a second one here, but I always have a refill. All the way around with that. And place my window sheet right on there. Okay, so this is going to go right here. Now, because I keep everything, a few years ago we had a great Christmas set where we used these kind of dimensionals that came with it. This happens to fit perfect for what I'm going to do. It was left over one of my paper pumpkins and I saved it. If you don't have this, okay, just get our long strips of dimensionals and wrap it around there. This fits perfectly right here. You know where I'm going with this, right? Okay, so again, we have the long strips and you would just make it a round guy there. Now I'm going to bring in from our regular catalog, the woven thread sequins. Open those up. They match perfect because there's some Rococo Rose in there. There's some terracotta tile, and there's some Pretty and Peacock. Whoop, got stuck to my finger. This is going to go right over here. The thing I like about this is I can see where it bled through, so I know I'm going to get it right in the right spot. Sometimes it's hard. This is the way I do my shaker cards. I put the little guys in there, and then I just put that right there. You want to make sure you press it down real good. Doesn't quite fit. You'll see that there's a little stickiness, but it does fit where you want it. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to put that, layer that right on top here. Now, because this is puffed up, the way I do this one is, again, I'm going to use a dimensional here because I need some added dimension to hold that in place. And then I'm going to add a little snail right here, if it works, or my, there we go, or my Tombow would work. And we're just going to layer that right in there. And now I have a shaker card from the paper pumpkin. And I also have, remember I have these pieces, which, didn't I use that on something? I could have sworn I did. Oh yeah, there I did. I used that one for right here. Nope, that's not it. I got a missing card. Where'd the other one go? I showed it to you and now I can't find it. That's because I got too many in here. Oh, there it is. So remember that piece I poked out, you can reuse. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to bring in another banner. I got stuff all over the place here. Let me grab the other banner right here. And for this one, I'm going to use this banner. Oop, right here. I'm going to bring in birthday. Let's find the birthday. There we go. And the Rococo Rose. I am going to snail that down. Oh, thanks, Stacy. I'm going to put that right here. Now I'm going to bring in my little guys again. Pop out the wishes. I love these. Peel that off. Birthday wishes. And then again from the matching happy birthday to you, I'm going to use the Celebrate. Ta-da! Now I'm going to bring in my little cake. Just because I like to put something else there. Just a little bit. You don't even have to color it in. Just to add something inside the shaker card. Now they also have sequins that come with the kit. So for this, what I would do is I would take my Tombow and add a few loose sequins. Of course, you can use the ones from the woven threads. And I'm just going to dot a couple of these. Just a couple little dots. And just use your paper piercing tool. Your tool. And just put some dots here. Isn't that terrible? I totally forgot what it was called. Senior moment. Take your pick tool. I knew I'd think of it. Oh, thank you, Angie. I know you guys can't get the paper pumpkin over there. Hopefully soon. But I'm going to show you another alternative that you can do with other items that we do have that you can get. Okay. And there we have a great birthday card. So there's another one. Okay. So let's see what we got next. Okay, so one thing I do want to show you real quick. I'm not going to do the whole card, but for the other set of cards that we have here, let's see, it's this. I'm not going to do the whole card because you can see how to do it. I actually I just love this one. So, but what you can do is cut that down the middle and layer this onto a regular white piece of cardstock, and then you can have this as your background. But this card is so great by itself. For this one, you just bring in that big flower that comes with the kit. You ink it up, and you're going to layer it right on top here. Just finding my other card, which is not there. That's all right. And you're just going to line it up to where you see there's no really wrong way to do this, by the way, except for I should have used my mat. See, should have used the mat. So you get that piece right there. And then this layers onto the card. All right, I'm not really going to do that one. I just wanted to show you how it was done. Let me just grab these cards so I can show you the finished card. Okay, and that's how you get this one. The reason I'm not showing you that is I have another fun card to show you. And if you were part of our online fundraiser, you saw Sarah do this really great note card. And I'm going to show you how to do one of those right now. First, I'm going to show you two of the samples I did. Okay, because I really wanted to show this. And because I'm using the new foil paper, and also what I brought in was, this just blows my mind. This is our Breathtaking Bouquet. Are you seeing something here? Okay, well, let me just show you. How about these guys kind of match? So some of this can be duplicated by using the Breathtaking Bouquet. And also, let me bring this in. Look at the flowers. Are you seeing that? They all kind of coordinate. So let's show you this one. So what this is just, this is where my fold comes in. It's a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, scored at 2 and then 2.5. Now, for this one, I did use the regular white, not the thick white, Whisper White. Look at this note card. This is our Best Dressed Designer Series paper, and this is our Breathtaking Bouquet. And you would open it up like this, and you would write in your handwritten note. Now, this can be mailed. You can put a little tape on each side. There's also those little clear circles you can buy to keep this closed. And of course, on this side, you would address it. So that's one of them. The other one I did was with the new Designer Series paper. Look how gorgeous this looks. And I colored it with our blends. So you would open it, I got it backwards. You would open it this way, the smaller part here. And you would write in your little note there. Again, just put a little piece of tape on that. And this is the side that you would send your message to, or your address to. Want to see how I did it? Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And I'm going to bring in, I'm going to do this one in Pretty and Peacock. Okay, so remember, this is 5.5 by 8.5. Remember to use your scoring blade. I'm going to score it at 2 inches. I'm going to flip it around and score it at 2.5. Pull that out. And then I'm going to fold it. And I'm going to use my bone folder, making sure I'm still a green light here. Okay, now I'm going to bring in 2 pieces of Designer Series, our new foil Designer Series paper. This one you can see I already colored. These pieces are 2.5 by 5.5 and 2 by 5.5. And then I just took a smidge off so that it fit right on there. Just a smidge. Those are my technical terms. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not technical. Okay, I'm going to do some real quick coloring with the Pretty and Peacock. And this is to show you, see, go right over that foil embossed. It doesn't stick to the color doesn't stick to that. I'm just adding some light, some dark here. There's no right or wrong way to do this with the blends, by the way. Add a little color here, here. Again, I do apologize for my froggy voice. I'm going to take the light one and just start swirling that color around, blending it. So this weekend is March 1st. You want to make sure that if you want to get that awesome starter kit, I mean, there's no reason not to. Okay? I mean, if you feel you don't want to continue, you're under no obligation. But that starter kit, I mean, what a deal. You get $125 of product, your choice, plus your catalogs and all that. The paper trimmer, the little mini paper trimmer, the designer series sampler pack. Then you get to pick another set, and it can be a double set on top of that. All for $99 and free shipping. That's another 10% savings right there. Or not 10%, depends on where you live. 8 1/4 here. But it is free shipping too. So definitely want you on my team. Go to stampersdelight.com and join the fun. Love to have you. Okay, so there we go with the Birdie and Peacock. Hi, Fran. Excuse me. I'm going to lose my voice. Okay, then I'm going to add some Old Olive. I'm going to add quite a bit here because I want those leaves really pop out. You see, I'm just using the brush tip. Then I'm going to grab my light and just blend that up. Going right over the foil, then embossed part of it. Almost done. I already colored that one, so you didn't have to sit here and watch me color. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and grab, isn't it, Angie? It is stunning. This is my So Saffron for the middle of the flower. This one's only got one. This one you could see had two. And I'm just going to blend that a little bit. Okay, so there's my two pieces. Again, I'll put the measurements on here when the description when I'm done. I'm going to flip this around. You can use your Tombow. I got my snail right here, so we're going to use the snail. Look at that. Even the other side of the paper looks good. I'm going to go ahead and layer this right on top of this piece. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. That's the flap. So this is going to go right up here. And then on the inside, good, I'm doing good with time because I still have one more thing to show you. On the inside, this is 4 by 5 1/4. This you do have to trim again, just a smidge, because that's the same size as the inside. That makes sense. So I just want to take a smidge off here, just a smidge. And that's going to go right in here. And since this is a note card, I'm not going to write anything yet. I am going to take my flower from the paper pumpkin. Because remember, we're mixing this all up. I'm just going to take a corner of that. And I'm going to wing it without my stamp mat. There we go. Not even going to color that. But that matches, that is the paper pumpkin flower. Look at that. That's going to go right in here. And I have another note card. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Elizabeth. And again, you would write your address on there with a label or whatever and put a little piece of tape here, maybe on each side. Okay, so now let me show you one more. And again, I'll have still shots of these later. I better close this up because I'm getting a pile of cards over here and they're falling into this. Okay, so for this one, same thing. I'm going to bring in, now this one is our Whisper White, and it's not the thick Whisper White because I'm layering on it. I didn't want to do that. And I'm going to bring in, again, my paper trimmer. I'm going to score it at 2 inches. Flip it around. Score it at 2.5. I'm going to be making a lot of these. Great idea. Thank you to our fearless leader for showing us this. Do that. This is great for thank you cards too. Okay, so I have these 2 pieces already. Now, here's what I want to show you. This one, these are leftovers. Okay, so they're both 2 inches by 6. So this is going to go on the top, and I have to trim it. That's just an extra one. But you know when you cut your 6x6 paper down, you have these leftovers, and I always use them for the flap of my envelope. Well, I'm going to show you something else to do with it this time. Just going to cut a smidge off here. And of course this has to be 5.5. Since that doesn't go to 5.5, I'm going to switch it out. Bring in my paper trimmer and go to 5.5 here. And that is going to go right up here. But before I do that, the wider flap, I'm going to flip around. I'm going to bring in my Breathtaking Bouquet. Remember this one? All matches with that great paper pumpkin set. I'm going to bring in my lovely lipstick. I'm going to ink this up. Not going all the way down because I don't need the whole stamp. Now, usually I keep this in the case, okay, without the block, face up. I put the ink on it, and if it was a quarter sheet of paper, I would lay the paper down and do it that way. But because I only need part of this, I am using this large block. I'm going to go ahead, and you might see my head in the way here. Just going to put that right up here and pray. Or use your Stamparatus. Give it a second for the ink to soak in a little bit. Look at this detail on this stamp. Oh my gosh. And I got a birthday card from Nathan, which I had showed you, where he colored this whole thing in. Okay, so that didn't come out too well right there, but you get the idea. Then we're going to take this piece. This is the one I trimmed, yeah. We're going to trim that down. It didn't come out as good because I usually stand up and press hard with those, but you get the idea, and that was what I wanted to show you. Okay, and then this would go this way, and then inside, again, I'm going to take that flower and just clean it with my chamois. Best thing in the world is our chamois. Okay, and I keep mine in one of our wide cases because it fits really well. And the other thing is when it dries out, if you've noticed, they ripple. But even if they're rippled, you can keep it in the case once it dries out. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my lovely lipstick. And for this one, because it's all white, I'm just going to put my flower right here. because you might want to write a long, whoop, let's trim that off. You might want to write a longer note. Good morning, Joanna. And let me just show you the better one where I didn't mess up, which looks like that. Now this one I did put the flower there, but after I thought about it, it's better to put the flower at the bottom. You might want to write a longer note, right? Okay. Okay, so that's it for my cards today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to bring them back in so you can see everything, and then I will do still shots. So these are the note cards, which I mixed and matched with the Breathtaking Bouquet and the new foil paper. These might be hard to make still shots of, but we'll get it done. Okay, then we have the gift card holder with the paper pumpkin as an alternative, and some of the regular cards. We have this alternative using the Happy Birthday to You. Another alternative using the new floral paper, the new foil paper. Let me bring these all in. And then, of course, we have the regular ideas. This one I just switched up by putting the lovely going that way. My shaker card as an alternative. Here's another shaker card that I did. This is the alternative, having it go the opposite way. Here's another one with the Have a Lovely Day. And then this is the one that they showed. And this one was another alternative by just doing it upside down. Now, if I decided I wanted to do this as a gift card holder, I still could. I could just glue that down. You know, you can see a little bit of the birthday wishes, but, or you could just put a little snail on the back of a gift card and put it right there, and it would still work. Okay, let me just flip the camera here. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed this segment of My Paper Pumpkin with the new celebration items. And one quick thing here, where is it? Okay, I probably threw it up. It's buried. It's buried, but I will tell you that. Give me 1 second. Oh, put it right here. Okay, so I have a giveaway. So I have an extra set, the little ink spot with the stamps from My Paper Pumpkin this month. So if anybody would like that, all you have to do is comment below and share my video. And I will pick a winner on Sunday night when I come back at Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so somebody's going to win this. U.S. only, please. I apologize. I know it's just I cannot mail them outside the country. Oh, my gosh. And even in the U.S., the postage went up again. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Tune in 7 p.m. on Sunday to see me. Thank you so much for everything and for joining me and sharing my videos. Rose Ward, StampersDelight.com. Keep on stamping, Stampers. See you Sunday night. Bye.